sign up to help out with Breakaway. So, and we want as many students to be leading in any way possible. So this is for all students. If you are right now, and then even our upcoming 6th graders are all going to be a part of this. And so if you would like to help out with Breakaway, you can help out just like as a snack person, helping out with rec or outdoor stuff, with crafts or anything. You can be a leader, like co-leading with adults, and some of you older students will be even help leading out with your groups, worship team leaders, all of these fun things. And so there's lots of different areas to help out with. And so if you are interested in helping out with Breakaway, there are forms out on the front, that little rolling desk where you come down from the stairs right there. So you're going to want to get those, fill those out, make sure your parents sign it, and then have me or Andrew, and we will sign that for you. And then once we get all those together, we're going to sit down with Anna and kind of figure out, like, where's the best fit for everybody, because we can't have everybody be a leader. Not everybody can do, like, rec or games and stuff, so we'll put you guys where you want to be. And so we want this. So if you're like, I don't know, should I do that or not, please, this is kind of like one of our local mission trips. This is how we consider it. They can't do Breakaway without student ministry. We own it, all right? We run it. So, and you guys, if you've been there, you know, like, it really is. I mean, we have, they can't do it without student ministry, and we want to pair up with them. So please, please, please get signed up for that if you can. Will, what are other announcements? We don't have anything on Sundays tonight. We will be waiting for that. Garage sale. I want to make this really clear. We had a meeting last Sunday. 3 parents showed up. But I know there's always more. So don't forget, we will have a garage sale June 2nd through the 3rd. That's a Friday, Saturday. It's going to be Friday evening and then Saturday morning till the crowd's dead. We'll set up that Wednesday and Thursday. Here's what the garage sale is. And so if your parents ask you about it, I want to make it very clear. We have a summer camp. It'll be at the beginning of August. This year's price is, we're trying to keep it at $125. And all of that stuff's going to be coming out like within the next week or so. The garage sale is super easy, all right? I'm going to use Ellie as an example because she's right here in front of me. Let's say Ellie and Alex are selling stuff at the garage sale. They will come. They will get their table in the gym, say, that's your table. And Ellie and Alex will take all of their stuff that they're going to sell. They will bring up everything. So they might be going to their life group, their parents' life group, their grandma and grandpa, whoever, and say, do you got anything I can sell? And they will get donations for garage sales, and they will bring it up. They will label it with their initials, and they will price it whatever they want. And when people come buy stuff, they will check out at one area, but we will keep track of whose stuff they are buying. So if they come up and they're like, all right, they bought $10 worth of Ellie's stuff and, $20 worth of Emma's stuff or whoever. And then we keep track of all that, and it goes directly into your account. And then for like whatever is still left, that's all you'll owe for camp. I'm telling you, I don't know if we've ever had anybody earn under $150 for this. So if you do this garage sale, work about 5 hours, you'll pay off your entire way of camp. Some students, though, have done it where they're like, my camp's already paid for, but they've used this money to then like invite a friend and be like, hey, come with me to this event. It's already paid for. And so you might be able to use this in order to invite somebody to come to that camp with you. So whatever you do, so I just want you to be encouraged, like, talk to your parents and say, hey, we should do this garage sale. If they're like, I don't know about camp, it looks expensive or whatever, be a part of this. Even if you sold like $50 worth of stuff, that's half your camp price right there. So don't overlook this. It's the easiest fundraiser we could do, and it really has an opportunity to earn a ton of money. Blake, you're always like one of my top earners on this when you were a student. Do you remember how much you earned one year at this garage sale? Yeah, it paid for your entire Spain trip, didn't it? So which was, I think we were charging $1,300 at the time. Blake earned over $1,300 at this thing, all right? $1,300 plus. I think it might have been even more. And I think another guy that was doing it with us earned even more than that. So this, if you bring in junk, I'm telling you, if you're like driving and you're like, hey, there's an old couch, Mom, let's pick, don't sell an old couch. But if there's a cabinet, bring it up. People will like find stuff on the side of the road, bring it and sell it for $2. It all adds up. I'm not kidding. So don't overlook that opportunity, guys. There's no reason why anybody's like, oh, I can't go to camp because it's going to be too much. I'm trying to do everything I can to make sure camp is as cheap as possible. So that's the garage sale. What other announcements do we have? Oh, that's it. All right.
I've been telling people about the benefits of eating dried grapes. You know, raising awareness.
Raising awareness. All right. Hey, we do. It is the first end of the month, so that means we have a team competition winner, which this month's winner was who? 9th grade guys? 9th grade guys still had 10 million points, huh? Is that right? Is that right? All right. Yeah. He's about to lose another. All right. He's still upset because of his negativity. All right. Hey, freshman guys, what? Did you guys win last month too? Yeah, because I brought you guys little bags of donuts. I felt really bad for that, for doing that. And so we did get you guys Lamar's because if you win 2 months in a row, you got to get Lamar. So freshman guys, you guys have Lamar's today for that. So we have 5 minutes to do a game because we got started really late because we went way over time upstairs today. So we're just going to jump right in. We're just going to do part of the game. We only did like 3 questions on this last week. So we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to skip the basketball part, but we're going to continue with our trivia. We're starting out the points at 0, all right? Don't forget, some of you lost points for attitude, sportsmanship, and sometimes I just don't like the way you're giving me the dirty look, all right? So just be careful. All right. Yeah, Lily is no longer banned from the comp. Lily's fresh month. She's back in. And I appreciate that you raised your hand on that, all right? So Lily's going to get plus 1 point. Plus 1 point. Which I really hope, I so hope 7th grade ties with somebody and it's like they won by 1 point now. For that would be. All right, so we're just going to do the same thing, the same game. Do what? No, that's just, we don't want to do that, all right? I don't need empty things here, all right? All right, so we're doing the same game we started last week because we were way behind time last week from baptism stuff. So we're going to continue on, but we're not going to worry about the basketball part. It's just meaningless trivia today. Meaningless trivia. Leaders, you have to help me on this because students always get mad at me on who stood up first. So make sure you are all watching who stood up. Before I go on, though, leaders, remember, as soon as we get done in here today, we will, just our normal student ministry leaders, we will meet right back in here. So get right in here. As soon as everybody else gets down, we will eat in here, and we will have our meeting in here. All of my student ministry leaders that are committing to this next school year, okay? All right, here we go. So I'm going to ask a question. Stand up if you know the answer. Don't stand up until I read it, or else you will be disqualified for that round, okay? Here we go. First question is, what are the names of the sidekicks for Cruella de Vil? Horace and Jasper, Percy Wiggins, or Jafar and Lago? Who stood up? I think it was Macias. Hey, that is correct. That is correct. Hey, Will, can you put it on that screen and this screen too so I can read them and not be looking that way? All right. There we go. Okay. 1 point for freshman guys again. All right, here we go. Next one. What does Twitter-pated mean? In dream, in love, or in hate? Ooh. Yes, ma'am. Right here. A, in dream. No, I think it was Marcus was next. Was it Ethan? B, in love. That is correct. All right. I got to go by my leaders, man. I'm going by my leaders. All right. Sorry, man. Sorry. All right. Next question is, who put Buzz's arm back together? Mutant Toys, Woody, or Molly? I'm going to go Marcus because he was up quick. Yeah. A, Yes, the Mutant Toys. All right, all right. We got sophomore. All right, freshman, sophomore, and 8th grade on the board. All right, next question. Who does Hades make a bargain with because he wants to take over Mount Olympus? Hercules disqualified everybody that just stood up. All of y'all. Hercules, Meg, or Phil? One right here, yes. C. No, you said C, sorry. Back there, yes, sir, Devin. A. That is correct, Devin. Guys, don't shame him, all right? Don't shame him. Thought it was Phil. All right, here we go. Next question. Who is the cat that helps Alice while she's in Wonderland? Disqualified! March Hare, Cheshire Cat. That's a stand-up. Mad Hatter. I'm going over here. Cheshire Cats. That is correct. Correct. All right. Way to go, Vanna. Way to go, Vanna. All right. Seventh grade. 7th grade girls. Wait, 1 plus 1. All right, here we go. Next question. Which of these was not a sister of Ariel, the Little Mermaid? Arista, Alora, Aquata. Yes. A. No. Marius. C. No. Who was standing up first over here? Yes. B. Laura. All right. 7th grade, right? Chloe, 7th grade. Hey, 7th grade's got 2. Top 2 points. All right. There you go. We're going to do 2 more, and then we got to get out of here. 2 more. What do we got, Will? Give me 2 more. Which were the names of 3 fairy godmothers in Sleeping Beauty? Flora, Fauna, Merryweather, Maze, Maud. Disqualified. Blueberry. Disqualified. Millicent, Fungi, or Cherry Day. Huh? Who? Haley Johnson. A. That is correct. All right. Junior girls on the board, on the board. All right. So far, only one team has 2 points, right? Just 7th grade? You could seal for the win here, 7th grade. All right, last one. Let's go. In The Lion King, what was the name of Simba's mother? Sarabi, Rafiki, or Serafina? That was, no. Dude, Ethan was jumped up so fast. What do you got? B. No! What? Oh, leaders, you gotta help me out here. Well, that's convenient, Dustin. Huh? They're saying Martine. All right, Martine says C. No! A. Sarabi. All right. All right. I need only a freshman guy or only a 7th grade girl to stand up on this next question. Whoever gets it right. Because they have 2, right? No, we're going to settle with one question here, all right? So, and if any freshman guys stand up, you're all disqualified. If any 7th grade girls stand up too fast, you're all disqualified. So wait, only 7th grade girls, only freshman guys can stand up. Will, pick the hardest one you got. Last one. Just give me one. And leaders, you got to watch because I'm reading. Yeah. Which Disney movie was one of 2 re-released in 2002 for showing in IMAX cinemas? Fantasia, Pocahontas, or Beauty and the Beast? Beauty and the Beast? Yeah! She said, no! Yeah! 7th grade girls for the win. Give them 1 million, give them 5 million. 7th grade girls. Hey, +1. Just 1 point though, not 0.1. Do it. 5.1. All right. Hey. Do what? There is no points for second place. There is no points for that. Regardless of what your parents may tell you. All right. Okay. Hey, now that we got that settled, I do, before we jump into this, our teaching stuff here this morning, I do want to thank you guys. Hey, the April, I'm just being honest, April on Wednesday nights was, okay, if we were here, it was good, but crowd-wise was, what's a polite word to use? Huh? Lacking? Lacking, that's a very polite word. Very lacking. I was going to say, like, it sent Andrew and I home in tears, but lacking is. Now, hey, here's the deal, though, and I want you guys to hear me on this. This past Wednesday night at our XL night, like, you guys responded, you were here, you brought friends. It was an amazing thing, and so I just want to say thank you guys for that. But we have 2 Wednesday nights left of Exodus before we take like a 2-week break, and then we'll start up our summer nights, our first summer nights, which if you did not get a schedule for these I think are out there on that table too. We handed these out, and we will kick off June 7th with Slip and Slide Soccer, and we'll do sign-ups for those teams the next 2 Wednesday nights at Exodus. So here's the deal, boys. I want you guys to finish strong, okay? I know practices and stuff may run a little bit late because it's daylight savings, but some of you guys have been awesome of like, even if your practice gets over at 6:45, you're coming straight here and like, do that, be a part. If you're not here, you're not bringing a friend. If you're not here, you are missed. And we want to use Wednesday nights for what they are. So let's finish strong over the next 2 Wednesday nights. This Wednesday, you're going to be hearing from some of our seniors, and they're going to be kind of running and doing the teaching and everything. So be here, be a part, bring someone with you. Let's finish strong over these next 2 Wednesday nights, okay? We are finishing up our last little part of we've just been kind of talking about mental health, and awareness and how we can talk to and who we can lean on during all of that. And so we're finishing out our series with this. And so it's one last video-based teaching of this series. And so today we're just talking about media literacy. Yes, sir? No. So keep following along with these videos, and then we'll go straight to our small groups when you guys are, when we're done there. Okay? So let's go ahead and check out the video and enjoy your morning.
What's up, everybody? I'm Jean, and I want us to take part in the conversation on media literacy that asks, what might God have to say about all of this? Obviously, media now isn't the same as media back then. The 10 Commandments didn't get airdropped to Moses when shared across social media platforms. Paul didn't create a podcast to get messages to the churches of his time. And while Jesus didn't mention TikTok, HBO Max, or Hulu, today we're talking about one idea that might change how you relate to media. Let's talk about it. Today, we're talking about media literacy. Why? Because media is literally everywhere. And it's not just everywhere, it has an impact on us. Movies invite us to experience stories that make us feel big emotions, from inspired to nostalgic to terrified to delighted. Search engines offer us all kinds of information, from help with homework to play-by-play sports stats to random facts. Books let us dive deep on specific topics, from space travel to world religions to history and futuristic ideas. Media is how we keep up with the world. There are think pieces, articles, posts from our favorite accounts, news outlets, you name it. We consume it via media. And media is powerful. I remember when I was in high school, it seemed like everyone was getting their teeth whitened. And by everyone, I mean people that I didn't even really know, pretty much celebrities. And at that time, it was like the whitening strips were all coming out, and it was like a brand new thing. I saw them in magazines and on billboards, on TV ads. And so I thought maybe I should just try it myself, right? I feel like I could have some improvement on what I look like. And so I got some and I put them on, and they were gooey and they stung my teeth, and my teeth were just all sensitive. It was the worst experience ever. Isn't it true that media, whether digital or analog, has an effect on us? Okay, so share about a time something you saw through media influenced something you did in real life. It could be a purchase, a fashion choice, a repost, a perspective. Take a minute to talk about it. The things we consume have an impact on us. What we take in influences how we see the world. I recently heard a speaker put it this way: the world you live in is the world you live out. The world you live in is the world you live out. He was saying the messages you consume, from movies, search results, books, social media, advertisements, and so much more, create the world you live in. The media and messages you consume shape the way you see the world, and the way you see the world influences how you live your life in that world. You already know this. So, what does that mean if every headline is charged with fear or anger? If you consume messages that say the world is unsafe, you live with a bit more fear. What does that mean if the messages on repeat in your world are saying a certain aesthetic is the only way to feel attractive and fulfilled? How does it impact your reality if you live in a world where the message says life is good and full of adventure? If the world you live in is the world you live out, why does it seem like media adds a little more tension in our worlds? Maybe you've experienced one or more of these tensions. Feeling behind. You can't consume content fast enough to stay current on all the topics and trends and accounts you're interested in. Information overload. If everything matters, nothing matters. Bad news or heavy news is everywhere. Humans have a tendency to have a bias towards negative or sensationalized messages, and it can make the world seem more hopeless. Feeling left out. You don't have the same access to tech or media as everyone else, and you're concerned about how it makes you come off to others. What about impulsive checking? You've wondered if you were addicted to a certain platform after mindlessly going to that account too many times, or after doom scrolling long after you plan on exiting out. Or this last one, you have a love-hate relationship with your devices. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Your greatest vices and distractions, and your ability to connect to the world and your friends all in one place. What tensions do you resonate with when it comes to using media? Today's media is smart, designed to keep you entertained so that the platforms can keep making ad money. And it's not all bad. Listen, if you have a YouTube channel, I'm rooting for you to get that silver play button and make so much ad money you can buy you and everyone else their dream cars. However, as a user or consumer, doesn't it seem more and more challenging to stop doom scrolling or binge watching? It's like it was designed to keep you addicted. The invention of the endless scroll feature, notifications, vibrations, color enhancers, access to information about people you weren't even thinking about, but now want to know all about. It all became calculated and calibrated to your own personal algorithm that it impacts the wiring of your brain based on dopamine responses. So, how can you tell what's you choosing to be entertained versus what's an impulsive decision? And is it really that harmful? At the end of the day, it's just a little bit of entertainment and fun. It helps make life good, right? With the rise in mental health concerns and its links to social media, the question becomes, how do we work against creating negative cycles and regain control of our pursuit of the truly good life? The kind of love, joy, and peace instead of fear, hate, and anxiety. The kind of life that feels like freedom, not addiction. The kind of good life that helps us see other people as human and not as soulless usernames? Is it possible to navigate the world of media and embrace the kind of good life that Jesus invites us all into? Has media changed how you see the world, whether negatively or positively? How do you stay in control of how you use social media? In the Old Testament of the Bible, there's a collection of books, sometimes called the wisdom books. In them are poetry, teachings, and wise sayings. It's like a library filled with knowledge to answer questions like, what kind of world are we living in? And how do I navigate it with wisdom? Like, how do I get the good life? Let's look at something found in one of the books, Proverbs. Here's what it says. Getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do. And whatever else you do, develop good judgment. This short verse has a huge message for us when it comes to navigating our world, and especially the world of media. It's worth memorizing. So go ahead. I'll wait. The writer is sharing some wise advice they received themselves. The chapter starts off saying, "My father taught me," and then begins a list of reminders and encouragement to take wisdom seriously. The play on words by saying getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do is the writer putting huge emphasis on the power of wisdom. It's like they were saying you can never have enough wisdom. It is so important that there is nothing wiser than getting wisdom. They add, on top of that, when you're not working on getting wisdom, like in your free time, be working on developing good judgment. When we imagine the wisest person we know, it's easy to assume they've always been wise. They were born wise, or maybe they woke up one day, turned a magical age, and all of a sudden, they had wisdom. The truth is, this verse gives us two clues about wisdom. The words getting and develop tell us that we have an ongoing part to play when it comes to acquiring wisdom. We have to go after it, be attentive when there's an opportunity to grasp wisdom. When you make a mistake and there's a lesson to learn, pause long enough to study what you can do better next time. And don't worry about messing up or not getting something right. It goes on to say, develop good judgment. Developing a skill means getting enough practice that you'll actually get better and better at it over time. Practice means we won't get it perfect every time. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes progress. Choose wisdom. Develop judgment. Experience freedom. Developing disciplines and putting what you've learned into practice was a way of life for Jesus. Jesus constantly invited his followers to put it into practice, the things they were learning. Jesus lived in a way that put into practice several skills and habits that shaped his relationship with God and modeled what it looked like for us to grow in love and devotion in our relationship with God and others. This idea of practice means intentionally doing an action over and over again to learn and improve. When the writer of Proverbs says develop good judgment, they understand that the act of getting better and better at good judgment is what helps you think critically and navigate away from unwise things and towards wise decisions. What does all of this have to do with media literacy? Here's the point. It will take wisdom and good judgment to navigate all the messages, media, and methods that media throws at us. So, how do you sort the wise from the unwise, the good from the bad? What's one encounter with media that you've had that required wisdom to navigate? Here are 3 practices to help you shape your relationship with media. Pick just one, or even come up with your own. Choose to develop it and put it into practice. And we put them in rhymes so that maybe it will help you remember. 1, dream the extreme. When you encounter a piece of media, imagine for a split second, or even dream for a split second. If I were to hear this message 1,000 more times, what kind of world would I be creating for myself to live in? If I were to see this image 1,000 more times, what new ideas would it cause me to have? How might turning the volume up all the way on this affect myself and others? Second, decide before you arrive. Be more intentional with your media usage by deciding what you're gonna search before you open the platform. What if you practice this every now and then? Practice not being distracted by whatever greets you on the first page. Pre-decide how much time you're going to spend and set a timer. And 3, call out the shout. Okay, so we got a little creative on this one, but basically, practice naming any time you read or come across a headline or a piece of content that has turned the volume up all the way to some sort of extreme. It's basically saying, look at this next, then this. It's the headlines that use words like most, biggest, scariest. It's the headlines that use absolutes like always, never, every time. You know, the videos on like how to get the perfect lash application every time, or how to reach your highest potential in the court every day. These 3 ideas are just 3 out of many. What are some things you can put into practice when it comes to media literacy? Imagine the full joy and freedom that comes with being empowered to choose how you spend your time. Imagine the mental clarity that becomes available as we choose to be in control of how we interact with media. You have what it takes to navigate the ever-growing world of media in a way that makes space for meaningful connection with God, with life, and with others.